What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the review for Love After Lockup, Season 3, Episode 43. The episode is titled Can't Buy Me Love. All right, you guys, so I'm not going to talk about Life After Lockup in this video because I haven't really watched that, first look at the episode for Life After Lockup. Life After Lockup will be back on August 27th, which is 2 days after my best friend's birthday. What else? I need to see what she's doing for her birthday. Where we at? Oh, I have to think about it. So before we get into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you are not yet subscribed to the channel, what I'm gonna need you guys to do is to stop taking me out on this date and do me a big solid favor and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit all the buttons on the channel. Now, let's just talk a little bit about Life After Lockup, like this much. There's several couples are coming back, right? We got Deontay, and I know Deontay and Nicole are gonna be on there, and I know Stan and Lisa are gonna be on there. But the other question that I have is, I want to preface this by saying I don't have anything against Marcelino and Brittany, but I still, for the life of me, don't understand why Marcelino and Brittany are back for another season. Oh my God, you guys see now? Like I said, I haven't watched the sneak peek. But I just noticed I didn't see Andrea and Lamar. And then you guys can let me know if they're probably by the time I'll be by the time this is uploaded, I will have watched that sneak peek, so I'll know who all is there. But I don't know if Andrea and Lamar are back. I don't know if Forehead and Sarah are back because they have if I'm not mistaken, Forehead and Sarah's storyline didn't wrap up last season, right? Did it? I mean, it wrapped up, but I think he was still with old ass Maria. We'll talk about it. But let's go ahead and get into this episode, shall we? All right, you guys. So I'm trying to figure out where we're gonna start up at. Where do we want to start up? Let's talk about Brittany and Ray real quick. Let's get Brittany and Ray out the way because Brittany is just getting on my last damn nerve, to be quite honest with you guys, right? So Brittany and Ray, his family's coming over, right? So she comes into the room with Ray with this ugly ass shirt that says my new life chapter 1. Now, what's his name from Married at First Sight? Bao and Johnny. Johnny would probably like her because she gives me stage 5 clinger. She's something wrong with that girl, right? So then he asked her, like, when will I get to meet your parents? Like, you about to meet my family, but when am I going to meet yours? She says, oh, it'll be soon. I just don't want to overwhelm you. Girl, stop lying. It would be better if you just told this man the truth. Like, hey, I'm worried that my family's going to judge you. And hell, I'm judging you. But you still chose to be with him. Because that's really what it is. Brittany's judging him and she feels that her family's going to judge him, right? So then, we see his stepmother, his father, his aunt, his brother. Now, the girls that came in, they didn't put who they were, so I don't know if they're sisters or cousins, but we'll just say his cousins or sisters, right? So then his brother asked him, so, now that you're out, what's next for you? He says, next for me is to get a job, and he wants to have a family, right? He wants to have kids. So then they asked Brittany, they were like, so what, they were asking, so what about an engagement? Like, how long is too long for an engagement? She says, well, nothing longer than a year. Nothing longer than a year. Now, granted, I know you've been dating this man, while he was in prison, but you are just getting to know him at this point. So I think it would be better for you if you just got to know him. Nothing wrong with having at least a year engagement. That way guys can live together, see if things work out for you. If not, then move your separate ways. But anything shorter than a year, girl, you know who you sound like? Chevelle. You sound just like Shovel from the last season with Hung Quaylin. You sound just like Shovel. So then his stepmom is asking about his family, and once again, Brittany is lying. Instead of her just saying, because they're starting to put two and two together that she's ashamed of him. But his dad is like, he comes from a good family. We're going to talk about that in just a minute, right? So Ray's aunt wanted to see the house, right? So Brittany and his aunt were going around the house, and Brittany was talking about, Ray and I had, we come from similar backgrounds. That's number one what your issue is, right? Number one issue is you thought that you were here, and you thought that Ray was all the way, not even up here. You thought Ray was all the way at the ground. That's number one issue with Brittany. Brittany thought she was getting her a fixer-upper. That's basically what it is, right? So then, after his family leaves, Ray, he's still feeling some type of way about the fact that you just met my people, but I haven't met your people. So he says, to show me that you want this relationship and you want to go forward with it, I'm gonna need you to call your people and, just tell them about me. Which I was in agreement with him like that, right? Because, come on now, Brittany can't be that stupid, but she also could be. Because if you don't tell your people about me, that makes it feel like I'm a secret, or either you're ashamed of me, right? Who wants that? So she does call her dad, right? Now, here's the thing that threw me for a loop, right? Brittany is talking about she works 2 jobs. I'm like, you work 2 jobs? But I thought your family was so, middle class, so to speak, but you're working 2 jobs. Okay, Brittany, you put no. So Brittany invites her dad over so that way she can tell him about Ray. She thinks her dad would be easier to talk to than her mom. We shall see. Speaking of which, next week is the 2-hour season finale. I literally hate when Love After Lockup and Life After Lockup do that. When it comes to their season finales, they always give us a 2-hour episode. Damn, so that means my review's gonna be extra long next week. Fuck. So that review probably won't come to next Saturday. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. That review probably will not come until next Saturday. But let's move on. Okay, you guys, let's talk about Anissa and Jess real quick, right? So, Jess, I did miss last week that he wanted to get his teeth fixed, and he wants some Gucci pants. Good luck with that, buddy. So, how long has Jess been, Jess never knew anything about online shopping, so he's been doing a lot of online shopping, but with Anissa's money. Anissa's money. And she's a dumbass. Anissa is a dumbass. Because this fool bought a whole drone with her money. So Anissa says that drone is 2 days worth of work. Anissa, what kind of job do you have? First, because I know drones are expensive, but god damn, what kind of job do you have that it was 2 days worth of work? Jesus Christ. So then Kyle comes over and he notices all the boxes that are outside from Amazon from Jeff. I'm like, damn, Jeff, because, Jeff, she said, it's really interesting that you can buy stuff on the internet and then it'll be right there at your door the next day. Wait a minute. You got Amazon Prime. Wait a minute. This fool somebody has Amazon Prime. Oh my God, I just thought about it. Amazon Prime. And that is a monthly thing because literally I have Amazon Prime and I always forget about my Amazon Prime until I see my checking account. I'm like, what the fuck? Because whenever I see it, I'm like, damn, what the hell came out of my checking account? And it's $14. It was, you know what? Because at one point I had the student account. I don't know why they took it from me. They don't know that I'm not a student no more. But yeah, I had my student account, but then after that, it went to $14. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And I always forget about it until it just hits my checking account. There are 2 bills that always hits my checking account that I literally forget about every freaking month. That is my Amazon Prime and my Sirius XM in my car, my satellite radio. I always forget about them. I'm like, damn. Because everything else, like small-wise, like Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, and all that stuff, like Stars and HBO, like actually HBO Max, I get that for free through my cable provider. Get that free through who am I with? AT&T. I get it free with them, right? Everything else is on my credit card, but that damn Sirius XM and that damn Amazon Prime, I forget about them motherfuckers every month. And I be like, God damn, you need to take better. But it's $14 and $22, so it don't really bother me that much. So back to Kyle. He comes over, he notices those boxes, right? And he says, has Anissa told you that you need to kind of slow down on the spending because she's running out of money? Kyle, I'm gonna keep it real with you, buddy. What the fuck they got to do with you? Mind your business. And basically, Jeff says, well, I'm not trying to be nosy. What? It sure sound like it. It sure sound like it. Well, and then Kyle says, well, you know how I feel about Anissa.
How many times you had to tell me this, brother? You tell me this every time you come over.
So then he tells him, oh, this is Jeff.
He tells him, money or how I treat her, that's not a best friend issue. That's a husband and wife issue. I mean, I guess. So then Kyle says, it's stuck in his head.
Kyle says it's stuck in his head when Jeff basically told him that when he told him with Anissa, he was basically with her just for what he can get from her. I don't know when they had this conversation, but he feels that type of way, right? Then he asks him, has he come clean? And Jeff says,
he says, no, but I'll do it when the time is right for me. But I don't need you coming around to tell me how to live my life and how to run my relationship. I just don't need you meddling.
And then he went back with his drone. So then Kyle goes in the house. Now Kyle, yeah, this one your place, buddy. You went in that house to be messy. I'm ready for the finale next week. Because Jeff gonna go up to him like this, squared up. I'm like, are they gonna fight? Kyle spilled the beans that Jeff may have. Well, he told us in a confessional last week that this child is his. But at this point, he doesn't know if it's. At this point, he didn't know if it was his, right? Kyle, if Jeff beat your ass, you deserve it. But damn, how do you get your ass beaten by a meth head with some missing teeth? I was looking at Jeff's teeth in this. I was really looking at his teeth in this episode. So right down here, I don't know. I literally don't think he has any right here because it's black. I don't know if he like I said right here, it's black. So I don't know if I don't know if he has no teeth or if he like people do snuff and do that dip tobacco. I don't know if that's I don't know if that's that chewing tobacco. That's what it is. I don't know if that's that chewing tobacco or what. But it's black. It's all right here. It's black. I was just confused. I'm like, is that tobacco or is that really the fact that or is that his gums? If those are his gums, why are your gums black? And can they fix that? Like, is that something that can be fixed? Black gums? Can your gums get black? Damn, I really hope that was tobacco. Let's move on. All right, you guys, next let's talk about Stan and Lisa, good God of hell. Lisa. Oh, I'm gonna keep saying it. Lisa. So, let's chat, shall we? Can we have a conversation? Can we have a serious conversation, Lisa? And I don't care how you take this. You can take this the wrong way. You can take this any kind of way. I don't give a rat's ass how you take it. But them fusion micro braids that you got in your head, they have to go. Rip them out and burn them. Because at this point, they're looking worse and worse as time goes on, right? Because it looks like they're just, you know what? It looks like her hair might be growing, but it just looks like they're growing from it. I mean, they look like they just running. Yeah, take them out, start over, and be sure to burn those, and don't ever put them back in your head again. Let's just leave that at that. And Stan, what the fuck is up with that? Like his head, like all right here is jet black, right? But then over here, you white. It doesn't make sense to me, right? I mean, you should just burn that. You and Lisa should start a bonfire, throw your hair pieces in the bonfire and watch it disintegrate. Actually, that all that shit is probably synthetic, so it'll burn before you even put it in the fire. But Mr. Burns, aka Stanley Zbornak, burn it. Get rid of it. Lisa Simpson, burn that shit too. Get rid of it. So, in this episode, I literally listened to what Lisa said about Stan, right? So she was talking about her and Stan downstairs in the basement with with the straight jacket. To whoever left that comment in my video last week about potentially wanting to see Stan and Lisa, do you really? That's my question. Do you really? Because I don't think we want to see that, right? Because Stan took Lisa some breakfast for the morning, and she was like, "Can you sit down?" I was thinking, maybe Lisa might be, maybe Lisa might be into some BDSM, spank his ass, whoop his ass like a dominatrix, right? But then she was talking about, some people don't like the back door. And when she said the back door, I said, oh, good God of hell. You've got to be shitting me. This old ass man is getting pegged. If you don't know what pegging is, go research it. Go. And then she said, that's what it was. Some people don't like the back door. I was like, okay. I didn't catch it at that moment when she said, some people don't like the back door. I'm like, okay, maybe. I'm like, back door. It wasn't until she said milking the prostate. I said, oh, good God of hell. She is pegging Stan. I'm like, oh my God, she's pegging him. Like I said, I heard the back door. I was like, okay. I'm like, because, back door, booty. It's your booty area. Some people don't like backdoor action. Some people don't like, they butt played with. So I'm like, okay, maybe she, backdoor. She didn't, I'm like, okay, I know what backdoor means. But I'm like, maybe, that's why I kept thinking, because, she's talking about the straight jacket. So I'm like, the straight jacket. So I'm like, obviously, she's whipping his ass. But then when she said milking the prostate, I'm like, oh, you're doing a lot more than milking. You're doing a lot more than just whipping his ass. You're pegging him. By now, you guys know what pegging means. If you don't, look it up. I'll give you oh, goddamn. Oh, Jesus. That hurt. So I think I slept on my arm last night, and it hurts to move it in certain ways. But yeah, pegging is, oh, there we go again. There's, in the back door. So she's wearing a strap on his hole. Oh God, that was funny to me. If you guys think it was funny, I don't care. It was funny to me, right? So Lisa wants to go shopping for a car, right? Stan was like, well, we gotta get you a driver's license first, and then we gotta look and see what the property tax is, what the sales tax is. She's like, I'm not paying that. You are. Well, we also gotta see how much the insurance costs. Again, she's not paying for any of this shit. You are. So he says he got a car for a woman before, and as soon as she got the car, she left his ass. Well, Stan, you're a dumbass. Did you pay for? See, here's the thing with Stan. I'm looking at Stan. I'm like, Stan, you ain't got the money that Stan may have the money that he may have money, but I think Stan may not have all them. You know what I think it is with Stan? I think Stan might be on a limited income when it comes to his money. He might not be able to access all of it, right? So if the woman drove the car off a lot, and it was in your name, hello, report it stolen. Just saying. Just saying. So Lisa wants to take things one day at a time. Stan wants to get married. I was like, oh, damn. Did it feel that good in your butthole? He must really like that pegging. Interesting. No shade to anybody. Nothing against anybody who likes it. He must really enjoy that. And she must do a good job with it. Just saying. So then they go to, now here's what threw me for a loop. They went to look for the car. They're at a used car dealership. I was like, oh wow, a used car dealership. Interesting. So the salesman, he's shady. He says, are you her father? No, I'm her boyfriend. He was like, oh, my bad. Oh God, that was hilarious to me. So Lisa tells us that she has had $3,200 in tickets, right? So this was the first time. So this is actually the first time she went to jail for 5 years, because she went and did a test drive for a car but she actually ended up driving the car all the way home. I'm like, oh my God. Well, so here's my thing. Stan's talking about getting her license. Is her license suspended? I would assume her license is suspended. Something like that, right? So we see Lisa at the end of the episode. She's texting somebody talking about, she's getting a car, and they tell her, work it. I'm like, oh, I don't know who's working who at this point, to be quite honest with you. I don't know who's really working who, because she's getting a used car. Nothing's wrong with the used car. Hell, my car is used, but if you're gonna be my sugar mama, sugar daddy, you ain't buying me no used car. Let's put that on the forefront. You are not buying me a used car. You are buying me a what? A brand new car. Get the fuck out of here. And you paying cash for it. Or if you want to pay for, or no. No, yeah, we gonna pay cash for it. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You are not buying me a used car. You're buying me a brand new car. Come on now, Lisa. So I don't know who's working who, but we're gonna move on. All right, you guys, next up, let's talk about Doug and Rachel. So we see Rachel being Susie Homemaker. She plugged in Big Doug's ankle monitor. She's making breakfast. She makes eggs. She makes pancakes. No, she made waffles. She made waffles, eggs, and bacon. They didn't save her any bacon. I'm like, that is so motherfucking rude. This woman just made you some bacon, and you eat all the motherfucking bacon. How rude, right? So Doug tells her that, one of his friends is coming over and they're going out, right? She's like, where are you going? He says, I might bring back a girlfriend for us. She's like, well, we got to take another room and she can stay there. Rachel, I don't think he was actually joking. I think he was literally being serious with you, but you just didn't catch that. But he was being dead ass serious. Like dead ass serious. So we see Doug. So he actually did go out, right? And he went to go buy her a wedding ring. Well, an engagement ring, right? And in the Love at the Lockup first, I think this is like a first, where one of the men who just got out of prison, because who all has done proposals on this show because most of the men that have gotten out of prison, when they propose to their girlfriends, they go to the pawn shop and get a ring. He actually went to a jewelry store and got her a ring, and it was a nice ring. It was a little big for her finger when he finally proposed to her, but it was a nice ring, right? So his friend, he went with. It was so funny when he went to go get the ring. The man was like, "Oh, so what?" The man said something to him. He was like, "No, we got married when I was in prison." His face went down. I died laughing at that man's face. So then Doug's friend that he's with, right? Doug's friend doesn't really think that Doug is gonna do good because he's like, Doug is a fuck up and he's gonna mess it up. Same thing that his sister said to Rachel in the last week's episode. I'm just thinking to myself, so Rachel, you're not gonna even question him about what his sister said, but okay. So we see Doug and he wants to take Rachel out for a surprise. So the surprise was he proposed to her. It was a sweet proposal. I will give Doug that. It was a sweet proposal, right? But once again, I will say, Rachel, girl, proceed with caution with this one, right? And then he's in his phone while they're driving and he's laughing at something. She's like, what are you laughing at? He was like, oh, it's a post on Facebook. She wanted to see the post on Facebook, but he's like, you nosy bastard. You call your wife a nosy bastard? He is, I couldn't be with a person like Doug. Could not. It would not work. It wouldn't work for me, Sue. No. We're going to move on and wrap up the episode. Dion and Nicole. Now, I've been here for his friend Derek, but in this episode, I didn't like how Derek was talking about Nicole. I might not like Nicole, but I didn't like how he was talking about her, right? So Deontay's talking about how he feels betrayed by Nicole, and I'm like, why are you so shocked? Why? Why are you so shocked at this point? Why do you feel betrayed? Your mama tried to warn you, but you didn't listen to your mama. Like the age-old saying goes, a hard head makes for a soft ass. and you found out the hard way that fat meat is greasy. So, and here's the other thing that threw me for a loop, right? So, Deontay says that Nicole has pictures on her Instagram of Zach, but he didn't think she was still in contact with him. If you knew that she had pictures of the dude on her Instagram, why come you ain't never questioned her about, yo, why you still got pictures of your ex on your Instagram? I ain't never, no, I would never do that. The fuck? So then we see him, he goes to meet his friend Derek at the gym, right? So he tells Derek what happened the night, he was with Nicole, he took her home, but something told him to turn around, he went back, found her with Derek. Not Derek, with Zach, right? Now, Derek, you were wrong, right? Because Derek, these are his words and not my words. He said, fuck that bitch. I was like, ooh, Derek. It's one thing to just say, fuck, man, fuck her. She ain't about shit. Fuck that man. Fuck it. Fuck her, fuck him, fuck everybody. It's one thing to say fuck her and fuck off, right? But to say fuck that bitch, I didn't appreciate. I didn't like that. Like, I don't agree with you calling a woman a bitch. Now, and it was a tone in which he said it. It's sometimes it's about the tone, right? Because here in the South, I call my cousin, and we call each other we call each other names like that. We call each other bitch, slut, hoe, tramp, trick, stuff like that. But it's nothing to be offended by. People look at us when we say that. They be like, why do y'all talk to each other? Like, do y'all hate each other? We were like, no, that's my cousin. And it's just how we communicate, right? But he was saying it in a disrespectful way. Then he said to the producers, Deontay knows she's a hoe. I know she's a hoe. She knows she's a hoe. Everybody knows she's a hoe. I didn't agree with that either, calling a girl a hoe. I just didn't agree with that, right? I did not agree with that. Because if it was Deontay the other way around, he had another girl on the side, he had another girl over here, and still had Nicole, would you call your man's a hoe? You wouldn't. You would be like, my nigga, player. But you calling her a hoe. I didn't agree with that. So then Deontay says he want to talk to her. Now here's where I agree with Derek, right? For what? But Derek wants to cuss out. I'm like, Derek, no. So then she calls him, and she asks him, can they meet up soon to talk? He says, well, let's do it tonight. She says, I can't do it tonight. He says, okay, well, how about tomorrow? So she says, okay, tomorrow. And Derek is like, what is there to talk about? Like, dude, you are a complete dumbass. Thank you for saying that when he's a dumbass. So then Deontay something about I'm okay with giving a second chance, but a third and fourth, no. Nigga, you're on the third chance. You're on the third one. You're literally on the third chance, right? The first one, she told you. The first one was when, okay, the first strike was, what was the first strike? I'm trying to go back. The first one was when she went off on you about when you told her mom that y'all were engaged. That was that was number one. Number two was Tia. Number three, that was Zach. You're on the third one. Actually, let's just take out the the engagement one. But you're on chance number two. First was Tia when you found out about Tia that she was with Tia. Now you found her with Mr. Zach. Hello too. So you're literally giving her a third chance. But you don't do third and fourth. Okay, bruh. So later in the episode, we see Nicole. She's getting ready for her date with Tia, and we meet Tia. Who? Tia is a stud, a soft-spoken stud, by the way, but a stud nonetheless. I don't know what I was expecting from what we saw with Tia, and I mean it was all those and then she got all those tattoos on her face. Here, I'm like, oh, Tia's a little rough around the edges. And then when Nicole said Tia spit in her face, I'm like, oh, no. Tia would have got the brakes beat off of her ass the day she fixed her lips spit on me. She would have spit on me. I would have said, she would have spit on me. I would have got it. And I would have said, pop. Just punched her in her damn face. Like, bitch, don't spit on me. The fuck? We would have got time. They would have added time to my sentence, because I would have beat the fuck out of Tia. Tia would have got beat up. Period, point blank. But then we see Tia and Nicole as they go to her hotel room and have sex. You're passing yourself. I mean, you're spreading yourself thin. I'm just saying. I mean, hey, I ain't judging you, but damn, you might want to slow down. Just saying. But that's it, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about the episode. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell button so you guys are notified when I drop anything else, and share the video. And until the next one, you guys stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Remember to wash your hands, wear a mask, socially distance, and be blessed, you guys. And I'll catch you guys later. Bye, guys.